Google DeepMind just pulled off something that's been in the AI playbook for years. They hit gold at the International Mathematical Olympiad, IMO. Now, if you don't know, the IMO isn't some casual school test. It's one of the most hardcore math competitions in the world, designed for elite high school students who live and breathe numbers. We're talking advanced algebra, geometry, number theory, the kind of problems that make most people break a sweat. And for an AI to match that? That's a flex. DeepMind had already tried this before. Last year, they got close, scoring what would have been a silver medal with their AI math system. But now, they went full throttle and came back with a totally different approach, something the world hadn't seen before. Gemini, armed with a beast of a tool called DeepThink. This was a new kind of model that skipped all the formal math languages and proof checkers they used last time. No more lean or alpha-proof frameworks. This time it was just raw LLM muscle fed straight into the problem, and it worked, finally pushing them past the gold medal threshold. To understand why this is such a big deal, you gotta know how the IMO works. Each year, students from around the world tackle 6 grueling math problems. These aren't multiple choice. Each one is like a mini research paper in disguise. Every question is worth 7 points, totaling 42 across the board. Last year, DeepMind hit 28, just 1 point shy of the 29 needed for gold. That near miss must have lit a fire under the team because this year they brought the heat. And what's wild is, OpenAI wasn't far behind either. They were right there, scoring a 35 out of 42, and they even dropped 5 full proofs as receipts. Google's announcement was a little more low-key, probably out of respect for the human competitors still grinding out those problems on paper. Both labs seem to agree. Let the kids have their moment first. But make no mistake, once the IMO wrapped up, Google and OpenAI both came forward like, yup, our AIs crushed it too. Now let's zoom in on Gemini with DeepThink. This version of Gemini was teased at Google I/O earlier this year, but what they didn't fully reveal was how it worked behind the scenes. DeepThink isn't just another turbocharged chatbot, it's got something special. Parallel thinking time. Basically, it fires off a bunch of thought processes at once, like dozens of brainstorming sessions happening at the same time. Then it picks the smartest path forward based on all those simultaneous explorations. That's part of the reason why it takes so long to respond, like really long. We're talking 6 to 16 minutes just to solve one math problem. But here's the twist, it's not wasting time. That slow process is exactly how it outsmarts other models. It's thinking harder and broader before writing anything down. During tests, some answers didn't even show signs of life until after the 6-minute mark. And when the first token finally landed, the solution was solid. It nailed the IMO problem down to the exact right values of kx0013 k00013, just like the official DeepMind answer key. No formal language, no external math tools, just brute force reasoning. But this isn't just about flexing on math tests. DeepThink is making waves across other tasks too, like coding, logic puzzles, and even visual generation. At the ICML conference, word was spreading fast that DeepMind and OpenAI both reached IMO Gold. It wasn't just industry hype. The results were published with full proofs, giving everyone a front row seat to what modern AI is now capable of. Google even updated a bunch of benchmarks post-launch, things like humanities tests, LSAT logic, and advanced problem-solving datasets. Every time, DeepThink was outshining previous versions. This wasn't some gimmick, it was a real evolution in how AI reasons through tough problems. And best of all, Gemini with DeepThink is already being tested by users with even broader access coming soon. That means this tech isn't locked in a lab, it's making its way to the public, and that changes everything. So what does it actually feel like to use Gemini with DeepThink? One word, slow. But hold up, it's slow for a reason. When you feed it a tough math prompt, it doesn't just spit out a rushed guess. Instead, DeepThink goes into deep grind mode. You might wait 6 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even longer, but the results speak for themselves. For example, one problem from the AI IMO 2025 dataset, Advanced Invitational Mathematics exam, took the model about 13 minutes to solve. What's crazy is that it found the right answer, 204, well before the final output. But instead of stopping there, it kept thinking, exploring alternate branches and double-checking itself. That's how DeepThink works. It thinks wide, tests different paths, and then settles on the most logical and accurate solution. It's almost like having a team of mathematicians working in silence before one of them finally says, "Here's the best way to do it." That's what gives it the edge over traditional models. Most AIs would just lock in an answer and move on. This one? It keeps digging until it's sure. But the power of DeepThink isn't locked to just math. The model's ability to handle complex reasoning translates into creativity too. Take this example. Someone asked Gemini with DeepThink to build a voxel-based 3D model of a salatai, a traditional Thai open-air pavilion. Not only did the model understand what a salatai was, but it also generated code in Three.js that created an interactive 3D structure you could spin around. The scene even included little Thai-style trees and a pavilion roof with the curved ends you'd expect. That's not something you get from a basic prompt. It showed real spatial reasoning and architectural awareness, all in code form. Even though the internal thinking summaries weren't that detailed on the front end, it was clear from the output that DeepThink had done a serious amount of reasoning behind the scenes. This wasn't just text prediction. It was design thinking, powered by code. And when it comes to gaming, DeepThink still flexes. Someone ran a prompt asking it to recreate a version of Angry Birds. Now, a regular AI model might try to throw together some code and call it a day. But DeepThink responded like a dev studio with a conscience. It actually said, "I've hit a snag. The environment lacks Pygame." That line alone tells you it's not just writing code blindly. It's checking for environments, dependencies, and sandbox limitations in real time. After fixing the problem areas, like weak physics and boring levels, it revised the entire project. It added more pigs, improved the projectile motion, and even attempted to include glass, wood, and stone structures just like the original game. Sure, it wasn't perfect. The structures didn't always fall right, and the physics were a bit wonky, but the core mechanics worked. It was playable. That's wild. A large language model that not only codes a game from scratch, but also improves it after feedback? That's the future knocking. Still, there's a big caveat: time. DeepThink is not built for the impatient. Unlike other models that throw out answers in seconds, this one plays the long game. You ask it for something hard, then you walk away, grab coffee, take a call, come back, and then it's probably done. That's just how it rolls. You can't really use it for quick iterations or live brainstorming unless you've got the patience of a monk. But if your priority is quality over speed, like building serious apps, solving Olympiad-level math problems, or exploring creative 3D structures, then DeepThink earns its name. It's slow, but sharp. Not always the right tool for fast tasks, but when it shines, it really shows what next-gen AI is all about. Google clearly didn't design this thing for flash. They built it for depth and for people willing to wait for brilliance. Now let's talk about what this all means beyond cool demos. Google DeepMind's latest achievement isn't just a flex at the International Mathematical Olympiad, it's a signal that AI is now entering a new era of reasoning. For years, models could understand and summarize, maybe even generate creative text or code. But to truly reason, to explore complex problems like a human would, and sometimes even better, that's a whole different league. DeepThink doesn't just repeat patterns it's seen before. It creates logical chains, weighs multiple paths, and refines its own work. That's like giving AI a working brain instead of just a memory bank. What we're witnessing is the early version of AI tools that will one day collaborate with engineers, mathematicians, designers, maybe even policymakers. Not just answering questions, but actively helping push boundaries. Whether it's tackling a geometry proof, designing a video game, or imagining 3D architecture, DeepThink is showing that AI can think more than it talks. And this isn't locked behind glass anymore. If you've got the Ultra subscription to the Gemini app, you can start testing DeepThink yourself. Right now, it's mostly in the mobile app, but API access is rolling out soon, which means developers and builders will get to plug this brainpower into their own tools. That could be a game changer. Imagine a math tutoring platform that doesn't just show steps, but actually reasons through multiple methods to find the most intuitive explanation. Or a coding assistant that doesn't just autocomplete boilerplate, but maps out full projects, runs virtual test environments, and improves your idea like a team of senior devs. The key difference is depth. While other models chase speed or conversation flow, DeepThink is chasing accuracy and understanding. It's like comparing a calculator to a math teacher. One gives answers fast, the other makes sure you understand the answer. That deeper cognition is why Google's placing bets on this model, and why it might just define the future of intelligent problem-solving systems. So, what's the takeaway here? We're watching the line blur between machine and thinker. Not because AI is conscious or sentient, that's still science fiction, but because models like Gemini with DeepThink are now getting shockingly close to the kind of strategic, multi-step thinking we used to think was uniquely human. And it's not just Google. OpenAI's version got to the gold medal level too. 2 major labs hit the same high bar almost simultaneously. That's not coincidence, that's a shift. AI research has matured to the point where reasoning, not just pattern recognition, is becoming the name of the game. And sure, it takes patience, DeepThink isn't fast. You might wait 10, 15, 20 minutes for a full solution. But when that answer lands, it's quality, smart, structured, and useful. So if you're someone building for the future, this is the moment to pay attention. This isn't about hype, it's about what happens when AI learns to slow down and actually think. We're entering the deep era now, and DeepThink is leading the charge. If you found this breakdown helpful, and you want more real talk about cutting-edge AI breakthroughs, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to share it with someone who needs to see what's coming next. We've got way more heat on the way, don't miss it!